All right, let's talk about a nice introductory level of skid steer, stand-on platform mini skid loader. Okay, so this is our 752. If you can get the 755s, get an 800 is what I would buy with today's money. The 800, it doesn't have the turbo diesel. This one does not have the turbo diesel. This is our 752, SK752. I just wanted to go over. This has a durable, I mean crazy strong, durable Kubota motor. It's not a turbo diesel, but it's a nice diesel Kubota motor that runs forever. This thing likes to, you have to hold this button. That's to heat up the glow plugs. It's the only way you're going to get it to start when there's colder temperatures. You can see the throttle here, your parking brake. This here, I'm going to talk about that in a minute on another machine. Here's your hydraulics. This is where they talk about how you needed 3 hands. So you're over here, you're running your mini skid, and then here's your bucket. So you're running your arm and the control there, and then here's the hydraulics. So you're putting so you needed 3 hands, and it was asking a lot of the operator. Sure, there was a foot control too, but all that stuff's kind of the thing of the past. So let's jump up to a turbo. Let's go to a turbo diesel. Okay, so the 850 right here, the SK850 Plus. What happened was the SK850 came out. They went ahead and found a way to put a weight kit inside this to where it even lifted more. So then they had to call it an SK1050 instead of an SK850 Plus. Now, what you get with the SK1050 is the same power plant, a nice diesel with a turbo. This isn't, this model, I've had it for, it's probably 6 years old now. So I deleted this, and I'm going to tell you why. When these get older, they get finicky. And nothing's more frustrating than having a machine on a trailer and you're at a job site and you can't get it off the trailer because these start to act up. I just deleted it. My life is so much better, and I'm very happy that I did. Okay, so here we also have, you got your left, your right track, super easy. You can run this with one hand. This runs the bucket, so you got your other hand. Got this nice rest, ditch switch. Look at that, your hand just rests comfortably. Here you go, up, down. You tip your bucket or your forks, and then here again, that whole, I need a third hand, or run it from there. So okay, this was kind of an unfortunate thing. The operator could smell the exhaust. Ditch switch did away with this. So the 1050 has a exhaust that discharges from the side. It has the lifting capacity of the SK850 Plus. It's got the turbo diesel, and it has lights. This does not have any lights. Believe it or not, I mean, it wasn't all that long ago. There was no lights on any of the ditch switch. None of them. So now let's look at the SK3000. We got the SK1550. So love the lights, super bright. When you back up, it's really incredible. Got a light bar right up here. It's amazing how bright it is. There's nothing here as far as foot control. So look, we got high, low, medium, depending on which direction you're running it. The parking brake still works fine on this one. So I'll leave it until it starts giving me trouble. This digital display is fantastic, but to raise the throttle or to lower the throttle, you end up wearing these buttons out. So we had to replace this on our 850 Plus. All right, so now let's talk about where things are at now. All right, so I absolutely love this throttle control. I love everything about the dash. So the throttle control is a huge improvement. We got our lights. What's nice is you no longer need a key. So there's a code you put in. You have a code. It's a 4-number code. You can make it whatever you want. And when you get to the job site, once you input the code, you can turn the machine on. And notice how I didn't input no code. It's going to let me shut it off and restart it. And I'm not really sure if it's like a half hour that you then have to go ahead and put in your 4-digit code. But no more keys. It's awesome because we have Ditch Witch keys from the other ones. On every guy has a Ditch Witch key on his key ring, and we also have it on each truck key ring. So, you know, you no longer have to worry about that. I like this. Super cool. You know, beautiful display. Now right here, when you go to pick this, you're going to lift this button up because this will electronically pick up the forks and then to put the pins in to hold them in place. But watch, I just want everybody to know it does this. It does this. So you're going to be like, what's going on? Nothing. That's just letting you know that fork or bucket or trencher, whatever you're hooking up to, you no longer have the pins holding it on. All right, so then you just push this down. Super cool. It's a really nice feature. There's the piston. I actually love that. So that just moves up and down so that it latches your forks, bucket, whatever your implements might be. Huge improvement. I can't stress that enough. So you don't have to get off the machine. You pull up, you get in your forks. You go ahead. All right, so you go ahead, you get inside your forks. You pull up, pick them up, push it down, and it just locks them right in. So now look, this is the high-low. I mean, everything is just so easy now. You don't need 3 hands anymore. Okay, so check this out. Here we are. You know, again, Ditch Witch has this figured out, you know, as far as however, if you're on an angle, however you have to position yourself, hold your upper body. I mean, this is very nice, very comfortable. And right here, thumb controls for the hydraulics. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. You know, raise the bucket up, drop it, curl it, and then right here, here's your hydraulics. Now, some other features that you can now get with Ditch Witch. Look at this, dual hydraulic hookups. So one is high flow and one is regular flow. So if you're a contractor and you have a lot of implements, you know the value to this. This is huge. So, and not to mention, different implements might hook up differently. This gives you all the flexibility. I believe you can pick the side you want for high flow as well. So They've really addressed all the problems through the evolution of the platform skid loader. I mean, you can just see this monster. So this one here, I mean, it's just so much bigger than all the rest. So you got light there that's shining down so you can see what you're doing. You got a light bar, lights everything up ahead of you. And then we have lights back here. So this is really important. If you've been a contractor for any time, you know that if you got to press and work into dark for an hour just so you don't have to come back to that job the next day, and you have the guys there on the clock and you have all the equipment loaded up and you're just finishing, yes, it's extremely important that you can work that last hour or two in the dark so that you can make it to a different job and for the economics of the company be more profitable. So this was really big. We really needed to get some lights on these. I'm not even going to go over all the different ways to light the old ones. It's one of those things. Go ahead, make money with your machine, wear it out, trade it in, get a new one. I mean, that's the evolution, when you're in business. It's how it works. It's just, if you want to be efficient as the equipment improves. So what I mean is, okay, so soon this SK850 Plus is going to be for sale. Soon, over here we have an SK752. Soon that's going to be for sale. Now, who is going to buy this? Everybody knows the way I take care of stuff. The guys in the area know I throw money at my equipment, whatever it needs. Matter of fact, all the mechanics that work on my stuff, they know if you don't call me with an estimate, I don't want to tie up, my time that way. If we're doing business and I trust you, what are we doing here? Get it fixed, get it back out in the field, and that's that. If I feel I'm being gouged, I'll go somewhere else. But everybody knows that's how I do business. So when you buy used equipment from a business owner who doesn't have a problem spending money to take care of his equipment, so these will be great machines for somebody just starting out in the first machine. I mean, these machines have all paid for themselves and they owe me nothing. And yeah, we'll turn this one into an SK1050. Nice new one with some of these, nicer controls and nicer options. But you can just see the physical size. I mean, just, we talk about the differences between the SK3000 and then the one that used to be the biggest stitch switch, and now it just looks really just so small in comparison. I mean, when you look at these two machines, they're worlds apart. I'm not going to mislead anybody. I wish when I bought this SK1550 that the SK3000 was readily available and mainstream like it is now. I mean, this machine, for round numbers, I guess like another 10 grand. You're getting twice the machine, I'm telling you. And it's not double the money. You're kind of looking at, $55,000 versus $65,000. I'm sorry, but, my money's best spent on this guy. This thing's going to make me money. Big time. This is a no-nonsense piece of equipment. And unlike a skid loader, where you have to climb in and out of a caged machine, I love the fact that you just step up on this machine and go, and then it's super easy to just jump off, grab something, get back on. When you're in a caged skid loader, it ain't like that. Guys that run caged skid loaders know what I'm talking about. And not to mention, it's kind of a place for some employees to kind of get lazy. If they're in a caged skid loader, they're not climbing in and out. So they're waiting for somebody else to come and, whether they got to work a piece of ledge rock a certain way or adjust the forks, they're waiting for some help. The operator can just step off, come over here, do what he needs to do, step back on. I'm telling you, I remember talking about what would the SK2000 be like? What would the SK2500 be like? And Ditch Witch, they were far enough along in their development program that they just said, yeah, no, we're going to skip all that. And they just jumped right up to this SK3000. I have to be honest with you. I knew this day would come. I just did not think it was going to be this soon. I mean, this is a heck of a piece of equipment. And the younger contractors, you guys don't even know. I mean, compared to the stuff that we were working with 30 years ago and where it's all gone, I mean, this is really something. But without a doubt, if you gave me the choice, caged skid loader or a stand-on platform skid steer, I'm going with the Ditch Witch SK3000 all day long. It's just a better value for the money, and it does more for me than a caged skid loader. It's more flexible. It's a great machine. It's a really nice machine. So the guys always want to know, you know, the SK1550 versus, you know, the SK3000. You know, what's the difference? They're worlds apart, guys. They're worlds apart. They really are. So I would highly recommend anybody who's thinking about an SK1550, I would really, really strongly recommend that you consider the SK3000 so that you do not live with regret. All right, everybody. As always, we're trying to entertain, educate, and have some fun. Until that next video.